All right, guys, we're recording. Welcome to Share Your Soul. We are so excited about this. This is a great gathering of great minds, so we can highlight the community within Soul and the amazing products. This will be every Monday at 7 p.m. Central. It'll be the same link every time. So the link is right here. And it is a time of testimonies, education, and giveaways, and we're super happy you're here. I think I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Kristen Brunius, by the way, for those of you who don't know me. And I hail from Northwest Indiana, just outside Chicago. We're really excited to have you here. So we do have the honor of having some amazing giveaways. Jordan, our vice president, so kindly donated these 3 items to us. So just make sure you stay tuned to the end to get the giveaway.
While you're eating dinner,
And I'm gonna try to mute somebody.
There we go.
All right, if you're not muted, if you please would hit that mute button. I think I got it. All right, so how do you get entered into the giveaway? Just by being here, by being present. So just go ahead and comment in the chat below, and Corinne is going to take down your name, and then we're going to pick a name for the drawing at the very end. So comment something, say hello, say how you doing, say anything, just so we know that you're actually here, and then we'll put your name in the drawing for our giveaway. All right, sound good, guys? Okay. All right. So tonight we're going to talk a little bit about the colors. So have you ever wondered, why do my bottles have colored labels? This is something that I find myself to be really useful when I'm determining what Soul product I'm going to grab. And so they weren't done on accident, and they had a purpose behind them. So yeah, sure, of course, my Vital is green, but there's more to the color of my Vital than just the fact that it's in the green category and it's green. So the colors of all of the Soul products, if you were to look at the labels, are red, blue, green, and yellow. So what are the colors standing for? The red is in the lifting category. The blue is the calm category. The green is the balance category, and the yellow is the clarify category. So you might be asking yourself, what do those words mean and how do those apply to me? So let's go through each category one by one and kind of talk through it a little bit. So balance is the green category, as I said. So yeah, we've got this amazing Vital right here, which is green, but it means so much more than just the fact that it's green. I'm trying to find who's not muted. I think I got it. Okay. So balancing products are nutritionally dense supplements with unique adaptogenic properties affecting overall wellness. So when you think of something that is green, you want to think balance, overall wellness, nutritionally dense. Those are the sorts of things when you're asking yourself, you know, what does my body need? Do I need a green product? Think of those things. All right, now we go to the lifting products. So lifting products are red, and I love how the colors really bring out what the products do. So lifting products are products that naturally stimulate the mind and body to provide increased energy, vitality, and productivity. So an example of that is our beautiful Neuro IM, which is a mushroom blend that we have that not only makes you feel physically amazing, but it also helps mentally, because all of our products are mind and body. So lifting products, we're going to think about energy, vitality, productivity, and we're going to think about things that naturally stimulate us. So we're thinking of lift, we're thinking of lifting up in one way, shape, or form. All right, now we have clarify. So clarifying products are specifically formulated to provide increased mental acuity, sharper focus, and enhanced physical regeneration. So an example of a clarify product would be Soul Clear SI, which is sinus and immune system. So when we're thinking of clarifying, we're thinking, I want to clarify not only my mind so that I can think clearer, I have more mental, sharper focus, things like that, but I also want to clarify my body. So what in my body might I want to, remove or clarify? And so those are the products in the yellow category. And last but definitely not least, one of my favorite categories is the calm category. So calming products provide the nutritional support necessary to deal with everyday stressors that can cause mental anxiety, physical unease, and weakened immunity. So when we're thinking of needing something to calm us, we think of something that is going to help with our mind, right? Mental anxiety, maybe we're not feeling great, maybe we have, a lot of stuff going on, maybe we need to just calm a certain mind or body element, which Angela is actually going to be talking about in a few minutes. An example of that is our Vertizymes, and Vertizymes is we can't live without it product in our family because they do such a great job of not only calming your digestive system, your stomach, and all of that, but they also calm your mind, which we know is so connected and so important. So when you're not sure which sold products to take, something that you can do is you can ask yourself, what color does my body need? If you start thinking of the products in terms of colors, you can kind of direct yourself in that direction. So I put some questions up here. Am I having trouble unwinding for bed? Maybe you're trying to fall asleep and you can't turn off your brain, you're running through the day, or your body just can't seem to calm down. And you ask yourself, well, what color do I need? Well, I probably don't need to be lifted right now. I probably don't need to be clarified. I might need to be balanced, but I definitely need to be calmed. And so you can look through the category of the calm products, and maybe you want to pick Vertizymes or Renew or Infatuate or whatever it is that you feel like would be best for you, but you're looking in the direction of a blue product because you need to be calmed. You can ask yourself, do I need a little boost? Maybe it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. That's when I tend to, kind of have that I'm kind of tired. My kids are about ready to come home. I need a little boost, right? Not only do I need a boost mentally because I'm about ready to, have the hurricane of 3 kids coming in and blah, I need a little bit of a boost in mentally, but maybe I need a little bit of a boost in energy. So maybe for me, I'm going to pick a red product that's maybe Cinnamate, or maybe I'm going to do an essential oil, or maybe whatever, because I just need a little bit of a boost. Maybe you're feeling congested, so you're going to reach for a clarifying product, because a lot of times when we're congested, we kind of forget about the mental part of that. We think, oh, I'm just going to clear out my sinuses or whatever, but a lot of times we
this color. What are you doing with this? Hold on. We came up with this together, like exactly what you want.
I don't know who it is that is
colors, and I literally would go shopping and I would center pieces on my card. I'm like, okay, I'm this for you and this for you.
But sometimes we need
and that's how
clarity in our mind as well. So that's when you're going to reach for a yellow product. Whether you feel congested, maybe you could reach for some Soul Clear, or maybe a ProBio, or maybe an Excel, or whatever that looks like. You're going to be directed in the direction of a yellow product. And then, of course, am I feeling overwhelmed? When I think of the balance category, I think really you can't go wrong with the balance category, because when is there a time in your life when you don't want balance, right? I mean,
start sharing the collection.
I think we all want balance, right? So an example of wanting balance in your life would be, are you feeling overwhelmed? Right? If you're feeling overwhelmed, then you probably want to grab something that is balancing. Maybe grab a Vital, or maybe grab Adaptable, or grab whatever, but you're going to be leaning more in the green category, because that's going to help you find some balance in your life. And I couldn't go without mentioning the essential oils because they just so perfectly fit with this concept. They are literally named the categories that I'm talking about, the colors: lift, calm, balance, and clarify. So once again, you know, maybe before bed, as you're winding your kids down or you're winding yourself down, that'd be a great time to diffuse the calm oil because that's blue, right? And you're going to find yourself kind of unwinding from the day. Or maybe you're going to put a roller on. Really, like I said, you can't go wrong with balance just about any time, but balance might be a great thing for me to diffuse after school to help my kids just kind of find balance in that transition. Clarify is great, like I said, anytime, but maybe when someone's feeling a little congested or needs a little bit of a pick-me-up in the middle of the winter blues or something like that. And that's something Lift could do as well. You could diffuse Lift for whatever you might need to be lifted, either mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically. And so we couldn't go without talking about the essential oils. So, and of course, we have to talk about some of the soul foundations. Of course, this is not everything. This isn't even close to everything that, you know, we could go into, but just a few things that I thought were important to mention as we're talking about the colors. And one of them is synergy. And I looked up the definition of synergy, and it says combined greater effect than the sum of their separate effects. So that's something I find really cool with Soul, is that all of our products are really just amazing by themselves, but something just amazing happens when you combine them, and that's called synergy, where combined, they just have such a greater effect. And you'll notice this picture, this is some of my favorite products in one photo. One thing that you'll notice is that there's one product that has every color. So you're getting calmed, you're getting balanced, you're getting lifted, and you're getting clarified with these products. And this is just one example of one of my favorite product pairings, and there's many other ones, but it just shows the synergy that happens with the Soul products when you start thinking about these colors. And then, of course, consistency. We didn't get to where we are overnight or in a month or 2 months. And consistency in time. It does take consistency in time. We all know that, right? There's no magic pill, and you can't out supplement, you know, different things in your life. And it does take consistency, and it does take time. And that's something that we always need to be reminded of, that we're like what Shrek says in when he talks about, you know, I'm like an onion. We have layers, and we have layers upon layers upon layers. And I really think about that a lot in terms of health, that we have some of these layers that are deeper and some that are not. And over time, with consistency, we can start to work towards helping ourselves with some of those things. And then, of course, water intake, super important. You know, we need to be able to digest those herbs, and we want to be able to give our body what it needs so that we're not dehydrated, and, you know, all of those things. And personal development, I think, is a huge thing, because we as a company are so focused on both the mind and the body, and really believe that what you take in both physically, we're talking nutrition and supplements and things like that, but also what you take into your mind is a big deal. And so, you know, some of those positive affirmations, maybe listening to uplifting music or surrounding yourself with positive people who encourage you, and removing that negativity and supporting yourself emotionally is really important as a foundation of health. And I would say a soul foundation as well. So those are just a few things to think about as we're talking about the colors. So lift plus calm plus balance plus clarify equals beautifully balanced, and a beautifully balanced life, beautifully balanced families. And that's always a work in progress. We're never fully balanced ever, but I think combining the 4 colors and the idea behind the 4 colors really starts to move us in that balanced direction. So to talk about our first category, the yellow category, which is clarify. We do have Miss Corinne Hunt. So Corinne, I'll turn it on over to you.
Okay, well, hello guys. When she asked me to speak about a product from the Clarify line, I thought, oh gosh, which one do I choose? So as long as none of my children are on, I have to let out a little secret. I have been allergic to animals like dogs, cats, horses, my whole life. And my kids know that they can't ever get an animal because I'm allergic. Well, not anymore. I'm like, I know that's because of the Soul Clear. I know it's because of the Excel. I know it's because of the things that I'm putting in, the probiotics and things. But I'd have to say mostly probably because of the Soul Clear SI. I can go over to my daughter's house who has a great big, beautiful white dog. I'm not even sure what kind of dog it is. But in the past, around those type of dogs, even though they're hyperallergenic, I would have welts if they even licked me, or if they came too close, I would start sneezing. And I was over there yesterday and I thought, oh my word, I am sitting here on their floor, on the carpet, where that dog runs around and playing with my grandkids, and I didn't sniffle and I didn't sneeze. And I thought, oh no, do I have to be honest with my children now that I guess we could have a dog, but I don't really want a dog, you know? So I would have to say that has hugely impacted my life, because I have been using the Soul Clear. And there are times where I'm more consistent, especially during allergy season. And if I start feeling a tickle, I went to a dance competition last weekend, 2 weekends ago, and I lost my voice because I was yelling because I'm a proud mom. And I was yelling, and I went home and I took a 2 Hot Renew and opened up the Soul Clear capsule. And guess what? The next morning, I didn't have a scratchy throat. And I know that that's not only due to the Renew, but that Soul Clear is just huge. So I just love that it helps boost my immune system. The Soul Clear SI stands for sinus and immune. And right now, especially with all the snow mold that people are experiencing because it's spring here in Idaho, that's a huge product for us. So I love the Soul Clear SI.
Awesome. Thank you, Corinne. And I think I'm going to tell on you. I think we all agree that they need a puppy. I just got a puppy. She's pretty cute. All right, next up we have Miss Angela, who's going to talk about the Calm product. So Angela, come on off mute.
All right. So when I first came to Soul, I was actually introduced to by a friend, and I had a lot of issues with sleeping. Ever since college, I was having issues. I'd fall asleep fine, and I would just wake up and be wide awake, tossing and turning at night. And I had tried pretty much everything under the sun, oils and different things, and nothing was working for me. And so I started out with the Renew, and slowly added in the Vertizymes, and those are my 2 go-to products. They are amazing. I kind of fell in love with everything else as well, just kind of to balance out the body, the Vital as well. And then I just kind of thought, well, how can I not share this with everybody? And so that was kind of where my heart was led. And I found that, it's helped my daughter with different digestion issues, and just helping calm my mind at night. And, one thing I learned too is that with not only it's with our mind and our gut, they're very interconnected. And so I found that just getting that good sleep, my energy returned. I felt good. And to give you a little background about myself, I look very healthy, and I look, healthy as can be. I've had 5 open heart surgeries, and I have congenital heart disease. So for me, that was something that I never thought I would feel as good as I do now. And because I am getting the rest I need, and I've gotten that balance with Soul, I'm just able to have the energy with my kids and run around and run those errands. And is there days that I struggle a little bit? Yes, because there's no perfect pill or anything like that. But this has just been truly amazing for me and my family. So super blessed.
Thanks, Ange. Every time I hear your story, it's just incredible. Just incredible. 5 open heart surgeries. Yeah. Awesome. Thank you. All right, next up, we've got Miss Christy Malone, who's going to talk about the lifting category. So, Christy, super excited to hear from you. If you want to take yourself off mute.
Thank you. Hey, everybody. Thanks for having me. So for those of us that know Soul, the lifting category, there's one thing we all think of first, right? Because it's like our favorite drink ever. But tonight I'm actually going to talk about the Soul Maca XD. And the reason I chose to do this is because I had endometriosis very young. I think I was diagnosed around 22, 21, 22. The doctor actually told me, if you want to have children, I don't think you should wait, basically. And I just got married very young, but luckily I was in a place where I could. I was extremely blessed. I have 3 beautiful young men now. They're all grown. But I ultimately ended up having to have a hysterectomy when I was 34. And so after the hysterectomy, I had a few problems at the beginning, but then I didn't really have any issues. And so when Soul came into my life, 10 years post hysterectomy, if somebody asked me, like, do you have hormonal issues? I would say no. I was like, no, my hormones are fine. Like, I don't have any issues. And then I started taking Solle Maca XD. And I was mostly doing it because, it's so great for the entire endocrine system. You're, any kind of immune, it's bone density, right? Once you've had a hysterectomy, you have to be concerned about bone density. And Solle Maca XD helps the bone density. It's also really great for your lungs. I was diagnosed with asthma as a child, so I thought it'd be great for that. And what happened was very early on, I was kind of laughing with Corinne where she's like, I'm glad my children aren't listening, because I'm just going to say I'm glad my adult young men's sons are not listening, because they'd freak out. But after a few, I think it was within a couple of weeks of taking Solle Maca XD, I realized I had a body from the waist down. And that's the only way I can describe it. I didn't realize, when we think about the mind-body connection, having that hysterectomy, I had almost like disconnected with my body. And I had no idea until my hormones started doing whatever they were doing. Another really interesting thing is that I would have almost what we'd call like a phantom pain, where ovaries should be, even though I don't have any. I would have these feelings of that. And I remember talking to Sharon about it, and my story wasn't uncommon. Like, it happens. So I've used it a lot to help other people, especially those of us that have gone through hysterectomies or menopause or anything like that. I've had a lot of men actually find a lot of help with it. Women, they'll talk to their wives and then they get help. And then now I hear them chattering with each other, and they tell each other, their friends, like, you've got to take this, because as we age, our hormones change, and it is so beneficial. People are having a lot more energy. I have friends that don't have hot flashes anymore where they once did. But what I love about it is that it even is really helpful for, I think about just me in my younger age and starting menstruating, right? And thinking of the endometriosis and all the cramps and everything I had. Like, it's not just for us as we're aging, right? It's really great for young people that are going through this as well. And I think what's really powerful about it is that it's one of those things that we might not think of when we're thinking about our symptoms and what's going on, right? This whole hormonal endocrine system is so connected to everything else that getting the benefits from that can really change everything about our life. I wholeheartedly believe if I would have had Soul in my younger life, I probably would not have had a hysterectomy. But I did not have the herbs. I didn't have Soul. I didn't have the tools to get me through that time. And it was a really, really, really painful decade, honestly. So I love Solle Maca for that.
That's amazing. And you don't really realize what an effect, you know, your hormones have on everything, right? And I can totally identify with what you're saying about just not having that feeling bottom or waist down, you know, especially after you have kids and all of that, like things just change. So thank you for sharing that. That was awesome.
I have a question.
What was that?
Are we allowed to ask questions?
Yeah, can you wait 1 second and then we'll have totally open mic at the end. We have one
Okay.
more. Is that okay?
Thank you. Yes.
Okay. All right. Miss Ashley Geigel, you can go ahead and go next.
All right. So, hey guys. Okay. First, I have to say I'm from South Dakota. And if you don't know me, I'm always recruiting people to come and visit me. So if you are coming to South Dakota, let me know. But I have been married for 12 years and I have 4 kids, which is kind of where my story begins. My husband is a line superintendent and it was a super crazy winter here in South Dakota. We had snow like up on our windows here, over here on the light you can see. Snow literally covered the windows and I felt trapped. But even more than at that time, I felt trapped before that. I always felt like I was stuck in somebody else's body and I didn't recognize really who I was. And the snow over the windows and the chaos of this storm was just like the icing on the cake for me, essentially. It was like probably a week or so after the storm that Soul was introduced to me, and I didn't really know where to start. I just knew that I wanted it, I needed it, and I wanted to dive all in. So I literally started with the Vital. I don't even remember exactly what I started with, but it was Vital and Adaptable, and I know that much because at first, the Vital I struggled with because I was addicted to sugar, right? And we've all kind of had this conversation that if Vital's not your favorite, there's probably a sugar or a pH balance issue with you in there. And as soon as I started being more consistent with that, I found that my body was craving the Vital, which was really interesting to me. And my husband then started it. And so it was a great like full circle effect for us. But really where my story comes in is with Adaptable. I lived on Adaptable. I could not tolerate my kids coming in and interrupting me. I would, you know, the anger would go from 0 to 30. The spills that babies make, like I had children from a newborn baby to a 4-year-old, and the spills that they would make would set me over the edge. And I just wouldn't be able to process all of that. You gotta be quiet, okay? I wouldn't be able to process all of what was really going on. And Adaptable allowed me to take that moment and within a few days or within a few hours of taking my first capsule of Adaptable, I noticed that my patience increased and improved drastically. And I thought, you know, oh, it's just like the placebo effect kind of type of deal. And as the days went on and things were easier, like there was less arguments in the house, there was more understanding of, well, they're babies, they make mistakes, this is how they learn, and all the things. I knew that the Adaptable and the Vital had truly made that decision and that change for me. So needless to say, I didn't go a day without Adaptable for a long time until I ran out and I panicked. And my husband was literally trying to go around our town of 500 people and seeing who had a bottle of Adaptable because he knew that his life was going to be rough if I didn't find that Adaptable. And so we finally found the bottle and I was still taking it. And then I was like, maybe I should just try, you know, not so much. And like, that's another success story I feel like with Soul is that your body doesn't always need to have more. There's ways that, you know, your body adjusts, your body grows and changes, and you're always changing what's going on. And like truly now with Adaptable, I take it when needed. I don't have to have it 3, 4, 5 times a day like I did before. So that's just, as much as I love Adaptable, like that's a huge success story for myself. And then like also just to throw in there that anybody can truly do Soul. I have had like no education coming into Soul. I didn't know what ashwagandha was, and that's like one of the most biggest well-known herbs. And I was like, ashwa what? And just the adjustment and learning from over the 3 years has just allowed me to make those better decisions for myself, my family, my friends, and all of that. So while I came into like a community, I truly did find like a home. Like that's kind of how I love to explain Soul, because it is truly just like a home for me. Like all of these people mean the whole entire world to me, and like my confidence has just expanded exponentially from all of you. So anyway, that's kind of my story. And I don't know how to wrap that up. So Kristen.
I feel like we need like a round of applause for
Oh,
like, we
stop.
love the Soul family, yay!
Right?
And, you know, I don't think there is a single mom or dad or aunt or uncle or whatever that hasn't felt that way, especially with kids. We love them to pieces, but sometimes we're like, oh, you're overwhelming me. And that's what I love about the balancing products, is that it just kind of helps to just, you know, like you be able to kind of be like I think it was Valerie who used the analogy of like the shocks on a car. Like you're still gonna hit those bumps, but you're not gonna like go crazy. And I think that's what the products in the balancing category really help you to do. So thanks, Ash. And one of these days I'm gonna get out to South Dakota to visit you. But one thing that I just wanted to point out before we go into question and answer is that whoever invited you here, if they haven't told you already, we just wanted to point out to you that we do have a program called Share the Wealth, where it's like a give 10, give 10, or give 10, get 10. So we do have the opportunity where you can get $10 off of a package if you've never tried Soul before. If you have tried Soul before, you can actually share your referral code. And in moving into the future, we hope that this is a place where you find community and you're inspired and you're empowered and you want to invite other people to find out a little bit more about what Soul is, and for them to feel that exact love that Ashley was talking about. And the Share the Wealth program is definitely part of that. So talk to whoever invited you here about the Share the Wealth program, the Give 10, Get 10. And yeah, so, okay. All right, I'm going to stop recording and then we're gonna go ahead and go into some Q&A. And I believe it was Tina